Hey guys, wanted to go over some things to make sure you guys knew what to expect with the new fantasy league. So, as a reminder, it is a super flex PPR style league where you're going to have the ability to run a quarterback in the flex spot. The running backs are only going to be getting a half point per reception. The wide receivers will get a full point, and then the bonus goes to the tight ends. They're going to get 1.5 points per reception to make them at least relevant. Okay, so keep that in mind when you're drafting here. Okay, and the other thing I wanted to make sure you guys were aware about are how we total wins, and then also how we do subsequent drafts in the following years. Okay, so the wins are going to be kind of normal, but you get two wins instead of just one win per week. Okay, one win obviously goes when you're head to head, you beat the other guy. Awesome, that's one win. Now, the other point that you can get for your win is for having. There's going to be a top half and a bottom half as far as points overall in the week scored, and if you're in the top half of points scored, then you get the extra win. That way, if let's say you're going up against another guy and the other one just blows you out of the water, but you still did really good, you'll still at least get one win for being in the top half. But of course, then you can get two wins for not only beating the other team, but still being in the top half. This will help keep um, I hope motivation going through the season to make sure everybody keeps setting up active lineups in the hopes to at least still get those extra points. Okay. Now, the other thing I wanted to go over was the next year's draft. So what I'm going to be setting up here after this first one that we'll have, the first draft we'll have is going to be 20 total rounds to fill up the roster. After that is done, I'll create something called a taxi league for everybody. Okay, this is going to be basically like an extra bonus bench that you can use for the new players that you'll draft next year. Okay, so remember, as a dynasty league, everybody that you draft, you keep until you either trade them away, drop them, or they retire, right? So when the rookies that will draft with each following year to replenish the team, they first start off on this taxi squad. Okay, this way they don't take up active roster spots on your active roster, because sometimes some players, as you know, take a year or two or more to actually turn into somebody that's fantasy relevant. Okay, so you have the ability to immediately activate a person from your taxi to your active squad and replace a spot there, no problem. But once they're off the taxi spot, it's not like an IR slot. You can't just bring them back. Once they're out, they're out. You either have to keep riding with them or drop them. Okay. But this way you have that extra flexibility to hold on to players to see if they're actually going to pan out before you add them to your active roster. Um, and that's mostly about it, guys. So looking forward to playing with you guys. Thanks a lot for giving this a try. Hopefully it's fun for everybody. And feel free to hit me up if you have any more questions. All right. Peace.